Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nas and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, stop watching. Good morning.
Morning. We are here. I have to put some type of food, something in it. Mm-hmm. We have a cornucopia of conversation up in here.
A smorgasbord, perhaps.
Oh, a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
With Gravy Boat Jones and Rumkcake Universe.
And I mean, and let's just jump right into it. You guys have an event coming up really soon.
It's gonna be saucy.
There we go. There we go. So if you could explain, whoever wants to kind of lead off, just talk about what the event is.
Yeah, go ahead and let them know what it is.
It's going to be the sauce dimension. There will be art, food, and live music. Food chefed up by my man here.
Oh yeah. We're still working on the menu.
On the menu.
We might give a couple tidbits or nuggets of what we're saying.
Yeah, give them one. Just give them one.
You would talk about the tuna thing.
I heard somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen.
And you had an interesting spin on it. So you know,
there will be a little tuna melt, but it'll be different than what you're normally used to.
A little spicy.
Okay.
So definitely different.
Listen, I think this is that right there is one reason why you should go, because if you can say I make a banging tuna melt.
It's a bold statement.
That's a bold statement.
It's a confident statement. You know what I'm saying?
And he said it like this. He was like,
yeah.
There might be a tuna melt.
And each one of the items is going to be paired with one of the hot sauces. So
yes.
They brought gifts.
Oh yeah.
YouTube hand. Put your hand behind it like YouTube people. Very demure. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. How do you two know each other?
So we met through
a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. An acquaintance. And the creative vibe that we kind of got from, our interactions and working with each other was just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, definitely natural. So we call each other almost every day or every other day, just bouncing ideas off of one another.
Yep.
It's a good sounding board to bounce ideas off of, or just to finish a creative thought. So that's why I enjoy working with them.
Yeah. So we know you because you've worked with Sarah. We know you worked with Andre. We've been to one of your exhibits or exhibitions. Yep. I know your graphic design and your drawing. I didn't know you painted.
Yeah. So I think this would be actually my first complete painted series.
Really? Wow. That's a big deal. That's a big step. So I mean, just in that, how does that feel?
It feels good. I'm actually really excited for people to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What I did was actually just use the hot sauce to fuel my creativity.
Wait, keep going. We were talking about hot sauce and painting. So like dig into that. Like that, there's a lot.
Hot sauce to paint?
I did not. That would have been kind of dope, but I'd have been a lot of hot sauce. So what I did
was finish the paint
a little
spicy.
Right.
So what I did was take the characters from the front of the bottles.
Okay.
Which this is Blue Tulip, which she'll be the live performer at the event.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Keep explaining. Dig all the way into this.
So what I did was take the images from the bottle, the characters from the bottles. I had already had a universe kind of created around them, and I just took them from the bottles, from my mind, and put them on canvas. All different costumes. So we got real big ones to real small ones.
Can I keep going here? Because I'm really trying to pull this out, because this is actually really unique. So talk to me about, because, I think most people, at least at a very superficial level, can appreciate that, like, food and that, that there's an artistic component to food. Yes. But how did you just very easily make a bridge between painting and food, and it just always is literally one big thing to you? You know what I mean?
You know what? It came to a point where I was trying to make everything make sense.
Okay.
And I think that's where everything got put together. Because like what that was specific character, we did business with her making a comic book. So the character came along by itself.
Yeah.
Since she hosted an event, we created a sauce.
Yeah.
And then that went together like that.
Okay.
And then around that time, I think was when things started happening like that. We did a sauce with G. We collaborated on a sauce with G. Yeah. That'd be one of the highlighted sauces.
Okay.
And then, you know, he's a
Make sure you pick up your bottle of Voyager. That's the name of
Okay, Voyager.
my hot sauce.
Okay.
You know, we can get into the name later.
Yes, for sure.
That one's spicy though. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Did you both sort of just independently stumble upon making hot sauces, or you talked about this together and it all kind of happened? Like,
so the hot sauce thing, that's him. That's his whole.
I can't even take all credit of that.
I mean, his wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife had a whole bunch of peppers one day. She
got it
from her last job. Somebody brought in like a whole bunch of fresh peppers.
I
We didn't know
love
what
fresh
to do with
peppers,
them.
like making the.
So we were sitting down one day. She was like, we were supposed to go somewhere. This is like towards the end or beginning or middle of like the COVID situation.
Okay.
So we were supposed to go somewhere. She got a call from her job saying somebody had COVID. So we didn't want to go to the party until, you know, got the results back. But she was fine. Everybody was fine. But she had the peppers and we were just sitting there. She's like, you know, you want to make some hot sauce?
I'm like, okay.
I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I grabbed me a little bottle or something. She went to work, and then first taste, I told her, you know, we can't keep this to ourselves. This is so delicious.
So she just like, has she ever made sauces before?
That's how she is, though. She just she just goes off and then creates something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it wound up becoming bigger and bigger. We tried different fruits, different peppers, and we just created a whole line of different sauces.
Okay, and you have a hot sauce as well.
I do.
Right.
Did you steal?
That's what I'm trying to think. Yeah. His wife's idea.
It wasn't like a strong arm robbery.
Right. It was like a Diddy robbery, right? Sorry.
No, I enjoyed all the hot sauces that they made and were putting out. Obviously, the Time Traveler and the gingerbread one. Those are like my two favorite. So I was like, hey man, I want a hot sauce.
Yeah.
And I love the artwork that he was putting on each one of the bottles. So like everything was like meticulously done, methodically thought out, and I just enjoyed like the artistry of what he was doing with the hot sauce. So I want one.
So you chef it up.
Yeah.
Gravy Boat Jones. I just want to say, I think it's hilarious because I feel like there's always a joke to add Jones to something.
This is true. That was the only last name or the only name that rhymed with Gravy Boat or went with Gravy Boat.
Fair enough.
My last name is Allen, so I don't even.
Gravy Boat Allen definitely doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
So
that's a sinking ship.
It is.
Did you catch that? Did you? It was a terrible joke. It was horrible.
It was good.
Okay, cool. Right.
His demeanor is killing me.
But my logo obviously is a gravy boat with a sail in it. I guess that's what you want to call.
Yep.
And he created that for me. So that's kind of like the best part of being able to like work with him and bounce ideas off of one another.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted my own hot sauce that I could just
Yes.
hand to people. And since I do like a lot of private events and things like that, it's neat to just sit my hot sauce on the table for people to kind of indulge in. And then, So
tell us about like your cooking journey. Like, is this something that you started during COVID or did you do this prior?
I was cooking in my basement during COVID.
Is that when you started doing it as a business?
It really, I was just doing it just to keep myself
I love that.
Yeah.
COVID really, there were a lot of positives out of it.
There was a lot of I bought a 4-wheeler and was riding off in the woods because I couldn't go anywhere. And then after COVID, I sold it. So like
we started a show.
There's tons of things that have spawned off of the whole, shutdown situation. It's like a shutdown and a reboot. So just you kind of find yourself doing different things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things just cooking in my basement. He came over, my cousin came over, and we shot a couple short videos down there, cooking wise, and then some other things kind of spawned from off of that. But yeah.
Okay.
Let's go back to the event. So can you, number one, let us know where the general idea came from, and try to give some more specifics about what people will experience when they walk in.
Yeah.
General idea once again came from us bouncing thoughts off. We just wanted to do something together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And in the beginning, it really wasn't called the Sauce Dimension. It was called
Sauce Pack.
Yeah, it was a Sauce Pack.
It was sauce too. Yeah.
Okay.
We knew we wanted to incorporate the hot sauce. We knew we wanted to incorporate some good food and the art. Later along the line, like I said, the young lady we was working with, Tulip, we decided to bring her in and pitch the idea to see if she wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah. To add some music to it.
To add the music to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, we got the visuals, we got the smells, and now we need,
What she
We're
do?
appealing to all of the senses,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Okay, cool.
What does she do? She rapper, singer?
She's a singer.
Singing,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she got like an hour-long performance prepared for everybody. So
Oh.
you know what I mean?
So everybody's gonna be like with their wings and tacos and the hot sauce, just vibing.
This vibe, but that's the point. Come out, have a good vibe. Some creatives come together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fellowship. But yeah, when we set on the path, it just kept growing and growing. So we were like, this is what we're gonna do, and have fun with it.
And when did Sarah get involved?
So we definitely wanted to try and get the word out about
So
this.
you knew who to go to.
So we went to her big mouth. And she was gonna do all the kicking and screaming for us to get
Sarah's
this.
the best. I'm
Yeah,
telling
she
you.
is. So we knew who to call to do
Yeah.
to do the kicking and screaming for us to get the people to our event.
Yeah.
But we will have vendors there as well,
Okay.
selling arts and showcasing some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
Some ceramicist, if that's what you call it, or somebody that makes like plates and things like that.
Got a little
T-shirts.
got an artist that paints. He does visuals on T-shirts. Usually there's a live paint. I've seen him do a live paint, regardless of what event he's at. He's like creating right then and there on the spot.
Okay.
Pastries.
Pastries will be there.
Who's doing those?
Moonchild Sweets.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, and hopefully we hit all the senses that you're looking for.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about the art that you'll be displaying? I know we don't have anything here, but I don't think you want to do that. But like, just give us the general inspiration and like, how you went about this.
Yeah. So I would kind of like say my style is more like a comic book.
Yeah.
Style.
Yep.
But it's definitely grown within the last like 4 years. I've been trying to maintain this thing where you do art at least like twice a week. So it got to a point where I did one piece, and I was like, I kind of found my style in the midst of doing this.
Sure.
I elevated it a little bit, refined it a little bit. The paint definitely works. It's a transition between doing something on paper as far as doing something with paint, because the mixture of the colors and all that. But the like I said, some pieces, like I have one that's what is it? It's a 48 by like.
That's big.
36.
Yeah, it's as big as me.
Nah, but and then I have some that's like probably like different that size right here, and I've actually tagged a little bit on each painting the hot sauce logo.
Okay, got you.
You know what I mean? Just to incorporate to make sure you know where it came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, play with some colors. Got the characters together.
Cool. No, I really like.
I love the superhero thing. I have to say.
Well, yeah.
I really love this because I've seen a lot of artwork from Black artists that are superhero based or comic book based. Where did that start?
Always been in the comic book since I was little. Batman on TV, Power Rangers, all that stuff. Kind of dated myself a little bit with that.
Please don't even start. Don't let me date myself. Y'all be like, what?
But it was back
Anime?
I actually just got into anime probably like last 2 years.
Okay.
My little brother actually has been in the anime, and I started listening to him as I got older. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and look at some of this. So
okay.
It's been kind of wild. Anime is definitely different than
Yes.
regular superheroes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just actually had to take a break because some of it was a little too dark, and I'm like,
so it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a bit intense.
Yeah, it's a bit
right,
intense.
right. And you draw too.
I mean, I scribble a little bit, but I'm not as this guy's talented. That's why sometimes when you run into somebody that's a little bit better, well, way better than you, just say, hey, I'm going to hang this up.
I'm a cook.
Just go ahead and lean on this guy for some of the illustrations that he does, and he hasn't missed with any of the art that he's created. I think it's really unique to kind of like watch how he's starting to like. He had a style, and it's how his style is starting to go into like a different dimension.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, just a comment, like that's kind of what's really unique and interesting about a lot of this to me is that, okay, this could just be branding, but it's not, it's more like you literally call it Rumcake Universe, but like, it's like this whole, it's a whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have the
There's a
paintings and you have the food, but it's its own sort of space. And I think that's really cool. You know what I mean? It's not just, this is, you know, Aunt Jemima on the cover of it. It's just like there's a story and there's actual art being created. Like if you took Aunt Jemima and made all kinds of different portraits of her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool.
I do want to add though, a lot of my artwork is based off real people.
Okay.
So I do like taking real people and making them like put them in that space. You know,
Yeah. No, I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you were to superhero me and Jay, I would be the superhero and he'd be the villain, right?
I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Decide that you want to do another series or something.
Say less.
You want to draw.
Yeah.
And is it the same for you with food? Do you feel like for me, I always wonder, do chefs or cooks or people who love cooking, do they get tired of the same flavors? And how do you reawaken or reimagine?
Yeah, I think it just depends on like what kind of person you are, right? There's somebody who has like a creative and has a creative vibe, and they just want to kind of like constantly create. So in order for you to constantly create, you got to constantly be studying, learning, and trying new things. And there's other people who have like this pursuit of perfection, so they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until they believe that they perfected it. So like, I hate to use McDonald's as an example, but like McDonald's, they make the same thing over and over again, and they perfected it. You're
gonna get diarrhea. They perfected it.
But I'm the villain.
What? I'm saying they perfected it. Make sure you won't get it.
But you know that you can go to El Paso, Texas, and get a quarter pounder with cheese, and it tastes the same as the one in Bangor, Maine. They're going to be the same quarter pounder with cheese. So like that level of consistency is like something that people strive for. But also being able to create, maybe if they have hot chilies in New Mexico, putting that on a quarter pounder, or maybe instead of the quarter pounder being beef in Maine, they're using, I don't know, moose. But like, it's kind of like utilizing the things that are in the area. So like, that's the creative part.
Yeah.
It's the super regional things that you can find in your area. Those microclimates that yield different ingredients and different things. Those are the things that like that drive me. I like to be able to be like, all right, well, I'm going to be here in this area, and I want to find out what they grow, and that's what I want to use. So, if this is the wood that they normally use, this is what I want to use to kind of burn and create this fuel to kind of cook and heat and enhance my food. So, those are the kind of things that I like to do. I like the aspects of different variables and how to control the variables. What we always talk about, control your controllables. Right?
I was going to say, I've seen this dude in action. I feel like a talent of yours that I've never seen anybody else do. Like, I feel like I can give you anything and you can make it a 5-star. Like I've just seen it. I was like, what you about to do with this? Didn't make sense when you're looking at it, but you put it together. It's like, oh, that is delicious.
So you're going on chops. That's what we're doing.
All right, here's the challenge.
I'm just here hanging out.
I give you 2 pieces of beef jerky, some of this,
and corn,
and what else?
bologna.
what do you do with it?
Sounds like a hot mess. I'll be looking outside.
I think this is our new TV show. Give you the worst ingredients and if you can make it into gold. But go ahead, please.
Please judge me, though. That's what I want to know.
Like the culinary version of Scared Straight.
Oh, right.
Yes, very much so. Have you ever thought about going on a cooking show?
Kind of, maybe. I just kind of, I don't mind cooking in front of the camera or like cooking in general. I just like to cook. So like we did the sound portal.
Oh yeah,
He does, yeah, sound portals. But
What
we
is
did.
that?
You tell her what that's about.
It's so sound portals was created for musicians or anyone alike that would like to do like a live performance. So let's say either in a band or a solo act. We started off there, but then we kind of branched it out to make it different. Like we had one episode, G-Dash.
Okay.
He did a poem. A poem. Our last episode had Gerald on it, which he created I want to say a steak dinner.
Yeah, it was like we did like a small little spin-off segment called like Sound Bites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so sound portals, sound bites. So we just did like it was in the springtime, so we made like a spring salad with tons of spring vegetables and believe it or not, dandelion greens, which you can find
outside.
in the yard.
Yeah.
Right, so that had that in the salad, and there was just a nice dry aged ribeye.
Yeah.
That we just cooked, and it was pretty.
It was good.
Pretty close, spectacular.
Yeah.
It was good.
I really like what you said about all the different regional cuisines and the specifics about the wood and the foods that you can find there. And
That's
the reason,
like you.
well, we've had long conversations actually, and very recently about how, you know, we want to really change the perception of what it is to be a local artist and a local musician. Because if you come to Delaware specifically, you're going to get, you know, I'm saying me because I'm obvious, but like you'll get my unique version of whatever I view artivism is, right? And like you'll get her unique version of whatever soul is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's all the same to me. So I just it ties directly into what sort of my philosophy is right now, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I mean, like I'm a big wood fire guy, and some people will be like, "Well, that's barbecue," and yeah, I love barbecue. So barbecue's like one of my favorite things in the world to eat, and it's because of the task of managing a fire, right? So like you go, and when I lived in Arizona for like 9 years, so I drove from Arizona to Delaware multiple times back and forth.
Lord.
But the last drive that I took, I made it a point to stop at about 32 different barbecue restaurants from Arizona to Delaware, eating all of the best barbecue you could possibly eat.
It sounds like a dream trip, but
it was amazing. And then me and a cousin of mine, we toured the Carolinas, and we ate at like 15, 18 different barbecue spots in the Carolinas. But each one of those places that we went to is regional barbecue. So I felt like for me, barbecue wise, Delaware is pretty much known for chicken. So that's why I do a lot of smoked and barbecue chicken. That's
chicken and corn and DuPont.
That's right. I like chicken, corn, and we got some good tomatoes here. Man. You can find some good tomatoes here every once in a while.
Somewhat off topic question. So I am about to pull the trigger and get myself I'm going to start smoking food. I'm at the beginning. All right, learning. So what would you recommend as a starter sort of setup to learn how to smoke and barbecue?
So probably the easiest thing
would
be
fire.
It would probably be like a two cavity situation. One that's propane and then one that you burn wood in.
Okay.
Because if you just go with straight burning wood, if you don't have the patience for it, you will be like, I'm done with this crap.
Okay.
Right? So if it's not working out, you can just take it from off of there and put it on the propane side and set the temp, and you're good to go.
Okay.
The pellets are cool, but they just give you like the pellets are cool.
My buddy
but
was
they give
like,
you just like a false sense of barbecue.
My buddy, who I think he's pretty tried and true, like he's like, he doesn't like the pellets.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't like the flavor of them. and he is very much like he cooked for us over the weekend, and he was very much charcoal and like the big wood chunks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So and again, so essentially you're burning the wood down to make charcoal.
Right. I do know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that I do
charcoal
know.
is like
it's wood.
It's a skip step.
Yeah.
So it is a skip step, but for me, it's like finding the wood, knowing what wood you want to use. So either sourcing it or felling trees yourself and then splitting them and then letting them season. So they got to like sit out for a year.
Wow, this is hardcore.
Remember, I told you all the wood in my backyard is from the trees from like 4 years ago.
That's beautiful wood. Now, it depends on what kind of wood it is because you don't want to burn pine in your smoker. It's just going to give it like a different flavor. For me, that's not an ideal flavor. I would want something a little bit cleaner of a burn, not the pine. It's gonna give you a gang of dirty smoke, and that's kind of not what you want.
He is obsessed with coffee, like obsessed.
Okay.
And the way he talks about
I gotta share my setup before we leave.
You're about to set him up.
It's crazy to me, and I think this is with all hobbies and professions. Like you can so quickly get deep into like the details.
Oh my god!
Because I'm just trying to. Because I was talking to my buddy, and I'm sure you guys could talk for hours. And I was like, long story short, is I brought Wegmans charcoal, and he was like, "Bruh, I didn't ask for Wegmans charcoal."
Oh.
I was like, "What?" He was like, I told you I want this charcoal. I don't know how it burns. I don't know how it tastes, and I don't know what it's." No, he said he was like afterwards he was like you were lucky. It did work out well, and I was happy with it. But when I'm telling you, I could hear the piss in his voice. He was like, "I told you to get this." I'm like, and I'm like, Mike, I'm sorry. I got charcoal, bruh. No. He was like, "No, it doesn't burn the same." No. So
hey, we're gonna take a road trip. It's about 7 of us, and then you pull up in Miata, like a little 2-seater. It's like, bro, what is this?
What's going on?
You know what I planned on? It's 6 of us, so me and you could go, and then I come back and get these other 2, and then we could go, and then take it. It's like, no, that's not what I had envisioned in my mind, but like different things burn us. And you probably the same way about coffee, right? Like
I got it once he said it, but I didn't know it was a factor. Like for me, if you bring the wrong kind of beans, it's a significant difference in taste. But I'm like, it's charcoal. He was like,
you disrespected that man.
I asked for Kingston. I was like, okay.
Oh my god.
It's the same my pops would always tell me, like, and I say it to my students and my kids all the time, and probably this guy too, but you get what you inspect, not what you expect. So like you gotta definitely like you gotta give it the discount double check and check.
That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt right there.
But those are like that's one of the things like you want to pack your own chute, man, when it comes to barbecue because
wow.
If you got the wrong wood and that joker is green and it's emitting a gang of like dirty smoke in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever inhaled smoke before.
It's horrible.
Yeah. But that food that you're putting in there is if it's a piece of fish, it's in there for at least an hour. Chicken, 3 hours. Pork, 6-8 hours.
Wow.
Beef, 10-12 hours. So just imagine that 10 seconds of smoke and how it made you feel. Right? This piece of protein is going to be enduring it for a gang of time, for tons of hours.
Yeah, I get it when you say it, but if I didn't know, it's almost like if I give her the wrong microphone. Like, I didn't know that you want that kind of microphone. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? But I literally had no idea. Yeah. Do you consider yourself an artist?
I feel like I am.
Yeah. Yep.
When did you realize that?
I worked for a lady one time, and the food that she put on the plate, it just looked different than the food that other people were putting on the plate. And I just had to ask her, like, why do you put it on the plate that way? She was like, well, you eat with your eyes first. Yes. So if that's the point that we're eating with our eyes, then I need to have the best looking whatever it is. I should know that it tastes good because I spent a ton of hours making sure that it was what it's supposed to be. Now, here's the final step. Let's plate it artistically, eloquently, And that would be kind of like, yeah, that would be it, man. So I think like I like taking pictures. I like the way that pictures look. I like the way that videos look. I like the way that things are drawn. I like art, and just like scenery, just like different views and
Your
things
eye
like
is
that.
different.
Yeah, and music too. Like I can't cook without music. I gotta
I
have
feel you on that.
Okay, so
something that
I can't sing without food.
So before I ask your music choice, stop quacking.
I can't help it. He quacks me up.
Do you make duck by any chance?
Yeah.
You're gonna say quack, stop quacking, and then talk about duck?
Well, you thought made me think of duck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a friend who put a whole duck inside of a grill,
Mhm.
and the grill like.
Oh, because of the grease.
I did
Fat.
not know that.
Yeah.
Duck has a lot of fat. It would probably be beneficial to have a catch tray underneath
Okay.
for the fat, but you should put water in the catch tray.
Oh. The
Because
friend wasn't me. It wasn't me. Just put that out there. It wasn't
Interesting.
So, what is your cooking catchphrase? Like, it doesn't have to be like a phrase that you say, but like the thing that sets you apart from other cooks, like that people are gonna know this is you.
I don't know how to answer that.
You might not have one. Which is,
Your stamp, like.
I just say follow that boat, but that would be
Okay. Do you have a gravy?
I mean that anything. I feel like any sauces can be considered gravy, but mainly gravy is just like sauce made from meat juice. It sounded crazy.
I want you to understand that there have been several times over the course of this interview where okay, let me keep it. No, y'all chill out. I'm the child in the room. I'm gonna own this part so I don't get anybody in trouble. I have been biting my tongue for the entirety of this interview. I have the brain of a 5-year-old. As soon as you start talking about wood and you said something about bad wood and green wood, I'm like, my brain has already been all the way off the deep end. With that comment, sir, I have no choice. It has to be addressed. Like, come on, bro.
So when you roast proteins, obviously, like at that high temperature, the cell walls start to rupture. Liquid purges from out of the protein, and you should catch it on a tray.
We're still there. I just want you to know.
Even when you sear it, there's like this protein and stuff behind. It's called fond. You can add water to it, and that's like
So catch the hot meat juice.
Yeah. On a tray.
On a tray. All right,
tray.
cool. All right.
Sometimes the meat juice.
And make sure you use good wood to catch the hot meat sauce.
That would be underneath. That's the
right.
The wood is the heat element.
Right. And never use green wood.
No, you don't want to use the green wood.
Right. Okay. I'm just being clear. All right. Cool. Everyone, you're welcome. Everyone.
So moving right along.
Or not ever, but.
Okay, so you cook with music. You paint or draw with music or design.
Yes.
What is your music? I have an idea of yours because I've seen some of your stuff. What is your music of choice?
I feel like I know yours. Go ahead.
So I do. There are songs that he has created that I do listen to. But it just depends. I'm an R&B guy, man. Like R&B.
What kind of R&B?
Right. And what kind of old school?
Mm-hmm.
Where we at?
Like Joe.
Okay. He's 90s R&B. Got you.
Okay.
I like new R&B too. I listen to little Don Toliver, little Rod Wave, little Juice WRLD.
I don't know any of those people.
I know. Well, because I coach wrestling, so some of my wrestlers that got me into some of those artists.
Okay. Wrestlers are listening to the love song R&B?
Well, not that. I'm talking about like Rod Wave and Juice WRLD and
the wrestlers connected him to that music and he'll use it.
Got you. Okay.
I listen to a little DMX, some 90s. I'm a 90s.
Okay.
90s kid, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, born in the 80s, but thrived in the 90s.
Okay.
How much you?
Yeah, so we did a little Wu-Tang here and there. Mobb Deep always.
Okay.
So I thought you were gonna say Project Pat.
And definitely Project Pat.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay.
36 Mafia.
Wait. Where are you? Are you from Delaware?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
He said,
Yes.
he said a child of the 90s, born in the 80s.
No,
so
but
you're a
Project
couple
Pat didn't
centuries
really hit
before.
until like the way.
2000,
I'm surprised that you found that here because I was in Atlanta when that started to kind of.
okay.
So I'm just it's really cool to hear that it.
So I went to college for 2 years. I went to college in Norfolk, Virginia.
There we go. Okay.
So yeah, that would be where.
Okay.
And then I went to college in Rhode Island. So then there's a whole nother different
Right.
Oh, yeah.
type of music I listen to up there.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it, man.
Okay. And you?
Mostly hip hop. Not
Yep.
even gonna lie. I like new hip hop music, but from like old artists. If that makes any sense. So like the last Eminem joint I just dropped.
Oh,
something
okay.
that was like any of the 6 Nas albums.
So
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yep.
And did you listen to the new
Common
and don't tell me. Pete Rock.
Pete Rock.
Yes.
Yep.
Good job.
I started it. I don't think I was in the headspace for it.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta be in the headspace for
Okay.
the music I'm about to. I probably messed up by listening to Eminem first.
They're radically different. Like you go from wildly aggressive and inappropriate to like thoughtful and a little bit, you know. I'm not ready to be woke right now. I'm not ready to be woke right now. This is not my space.
So I'm gonna listen to the Common and B-Rock album first.
Yeah.
Then I'll
Turn it up.
switch
Okay.
over to the Eminem album.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
So
If I get to that point.
I was telling Jay, I was just listening to an interview with Common and Pete Rock on NPR about the album and about their careers in general. And I thought it'd be interesting to ask you this question. They talked about how they wrote, and I know this sounds so like obviously you're going to write about what you're going through, but I think now a lot of people are writing what's trendy versus what they're actually living. And Common was talking about writing from the experience of his aunt having cancer or the loss of someone or, you know, being free and coming into manhood. When you're cooking or when you're painting, do you ever cook or paint from the experience of what you're going through or what you're feeling in that moment? And what does that look like?
Absolutely. So I've cooked angry before.
Give us more. You don't get to just say that. Yeah.
No, it was terrible. No,
Really?
Oh, man.
I don't think you should really cook angry. You should cook because I feel like when you cook, man, you should cook with love. Right?
Okay.
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 I feel like I've seen some people cook with anger besides myself. I think they're way worse than I was.
Okay.
Cooking with the anger, but you know, just like sometimes it's just like zero care, and it comes from like it comes from just like maybe overworking yourself or overexerting yourself, but they call it being burned out in the restaurant industry, and it came from cooking the same food over and over and over and over and over.
So that's a really interesting point that you made.
Yes.
Because I don't think it transfers to all art forms. And that really puts food in a unique space, if that's an accurate thing, is that you always have to put some love into your food. Because you can put some angry DMX into your music and that shit will rock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can put some anger into Eminem and we're killing it. Yeah. But not in the food.
Yeah. I think like the playlist for me, like throughout the course of the day would probably change. I think like some angry music at the phase of maybe like
chopping vegetables.
Yeah, maybe just like the lifting and the movement and the hauling. Just definitely like going out to source these things. If I'm in the car on the way to go source corn or zucchini or zucchini blossoms or whatever it is, like if I'm in the car, my truck on the way to go get those things, I'm probably listening to something a little bit harder. Once I get into the space, it might be like a little lighter, maybe something in between, maybe not like no Mobb Deep or anything, but maybe just like a little Project Pat, just like in the prep phases. But maybe on the plate up, man, you know what I mean? You gotta drop that gel, man.
Yeah, man. It's
time for love.
That's a really great point. That's a really interesting point this is why I like talking to different artists, because I would have never thought that. I mean, I'm literally preparing myself for a set of music on Friday where I have to be angry. And I'm not an angry person, but
it was love that created it, because your love for your people, your love for justice, your love for.
I'm going to be on that stage pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like yes, but I am going to be in a state of anger serving my dish. You don't do that. Yeah. It's really interesting.
So I've painted. It is different because sometimes my angry paint is like one of some of the best stuff. But vice versa too. So usually it just depends on how I'm feeling. I usually like to live with the idea before I do it. Oh. So it might take time. Everything takes different amounts of time, but it could be a week, could be a day.
Yeah.
But then if I'm angry, I put on something like Eminem. That's and let it go. And then if I want to get a little, so I don't really listen to R&B like that, but if I do go back to like 90s, John, like
the real stuff.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you know what I mean. I remember I listened to Rain.
Wait.
Rain on Me.
Oh yeah, SWV. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did a whole painting with that joint on repeat.
Like
just
where is
over
that
it,
painting?
over it. Yeah.
Where is that painting right now?
So I am notorious for like repeating the song over and over.
Did you paint in a robe, fresh out the shower? Oh no! I'm gonna put on my slides. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Rain on me, yeah, baby. That's maximum light skin right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So as y'all can see, this is the event to go to because you need. I feel like the best events are held by people with the best attitudes. Like you can go to any event because someone is popular, because someone they've got this going for them, this going for them. But when you have an event curated and headed by people who care about what they're doing and who want that vibe and want people to have a good time, that's how you know it's going to be a good event. I really do believe that. Do you guys have anything else you want to tell us before we sign off?
No.
Just make sure we get the dates and locations locked in specifically.
The Creative Arts Gallery in Hockessin.
There you go.
From 5 to 9 p.m.
Yep.
August 24th.
Yep. It's Saturday. And what are y'all wearing? Do you know? Outfit? Are you wearing a corduroy hat? You gonna pull out one of yours?
I got a few out.
He has a box of corduroy hats. I just want to
You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get
okay.
Hey.
What was that line you said earlier? Come on. Yeah.
Oh no, you get what you inspect, not what you expect.
So you know what I'm doing right now. In my head, when I hear things like certain words, I'm like, all right, I gotta go in my mental dictionary. Give me a second. But I know it's fire.
We're gonna have a good time on.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful time, man.
And the artist is Blue Tulip.
Yes.
Yeah, musical performance by Blue Tulip.
She'll have a band up there.
Perhaps a special guest appearance.
Yeah, perhaps a special guest appearance.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that'll be, and then the food will be tasty.
Is it small bites or is it?
It's gonna be some small bites, because we want you to be able to try
everything.
Okay. So I feel like if we slap you with some
gigantic,
large,
the
portions, you might only be able to take one. But if we give you a few doses of something a little more, smaller, not as sizable, but I think that'll be you good to go.
Okay.
You good, bro?
I'm just here being immature.
He's struggling.
That's all.
Make sure you guys get over there this Saturday. Sauce Dimensions. Sauce Dimensions. Go buy up everything, taste everything, experience the vibes, and support our guys. Thanks for watching.
Bam.